You are a yummy, scrumptious donut, and today we're going to speak about opportunity cost. Crypto is in a deep depression zone, so you need to think carefully about how you allocate your capital. You don't have infinite time, you don't have infinite capital, your own money. The HEX and PulseChain community have a lot of influencers, characters, and people. They come in and out, but I want you to know individual names don't matter. I've been in crypto since 2018, end of 2018. I've been in finance, trading for 10 plus years. I promise you, there's always new names, new faces, new brands, new things. There's always new. There's always a new whirlwind spin. So you have to keep your wits about you. You got to keep it smart. How do you keep it smart? Well, I can't be there every time to say to you, this is a good deal or this is not a good deal. You have to make the decision for yourself. You are a person of your own free will. But opportunity cost, if you keep this in the back of your mind, you are going to think differently about this world. So the HEX and PulseChain community, they often get the label of vampire attacks, which is somebody who comes in, inserts themselves into the community, and who tries to basically lure the lambs out and say, no, I've got a different way of doing things. So it becomes very controversial, but once again, I want to reiterate to you, it doesn't matter the name. It really doesn't matter. I'm here to remain neutral. Don't care. But I'm here to speak the truth and just to tell you if I think it's a good deal or not. Because that's all these things really are. In this point in time, remember, we are in depression zone for crypto. Depression zone prices means maximum upside. So we're going to go through explore this. So I have a friendly news report just to show you. So recently there's been a shake-up in the HEX community as one of the influencers who used to call himself a Hexican, then became a Pulsican. He's now moving on again. So I don't know if he's really moving on, but he's just throwing out names of other coins. I think he mentioned Zen. It doesn't really matter. You move on to different parts of life, different parts of the cycle. New coins in crypto are going to appear. There's going to be new characters, new brands. You can't focus on those. You're always going to be the deer in the headlights if you think about that. So this influencer messaged many people privately, and a lot of them paid in HEX. So we found the address, and I have a picture here, and you can see 3 million HEX was dumped immediately. So we're going to go through this. That's a lot of money. Okay, so forget the people putting it in. This is a lot of money, paying a certain amount of subscription fee. You're going to find out. And I've got some more evidence here. So you go on, right? So some of the PulseChain and HEX members, it costs about $3,500. So forget this number. It doesn't even matter. It could be $30. It doesn't really matter. It could be $100,000. But I'm here to tell you, you want to learn from the professionals. You want to be a straight back baby doll. You want to be a yummy, scrumptious donut, which you are. You're going to learn about this. So we found the address. There's 3 million HEX in there. It got dumped. We're going to continue. Look at this. So the influencer as well, obviously speaking about long-term gratification, HEX community, and I'm just fleshing out more info here. And I'll show you. There was a 2019 interview where the influencer themselves reveals he had a business, he was in debt, $65,000 in the interview, and he's starting to make about $8,000 per month. So this was in 2019 for the interview. And then, as you know, the zombie virus comes, 2021 crypto bull market, but there was actually no mention of crypto here in this whole interview. So often, as I mentioned, the HEX and PulseChain community, they call them vampires, but I'm just going to play devil's advocate here because you can't call everybody a vampire because, you know, Bitcoin maxis call Richard Hart a vampire, just to let everyone know. Now, I know everybody says, hey, we created value, but I also want you to know, hey, Bitcoin maxis call Vitalik a vampire. So this word can be thrown around. Well, I'm here to tell you, I'm here to be your friend. I'm here to make you more smart, more wise, and boost your morale and make you more tough out there. So it doesn't matter the person's name. So even black this person's name, don't even worry about it. It doesn't matter whether they're good or right. I don't want to Not here to make any controversy here and there. If there's going to be controversy, you'll see me write warning, warning, controversy, okay? So this has nothing to do with that. It's about the concept of opportunity cost. The most important part about this is the tuition, the fee for the paid group. So here I'm reiterating to you. Don't care about any individual people, labels, remaining neutral. Okay, we're not here to stir up any trouble because I'm here to get you smarter. Okay, you can't focus on those. You got to focus on being a yummy scrumptious donut. So here's the lesson. I have the lesson here. If you are paying $3,500 for a group, you are actually paying $105,000 for it because of opportunity cost. We continue. Because you are giving away a 30x opportunity to buy crypto like HEX. I use the HEX example here because it's a HEX community. Everyone can relate to it in a depression zone. So you aren't actually paying $3,500. You are paying over $100,000. So here I want to reiterate to you, don't sell your crypto assets. Please don't sell them. Please. I don't care how rich you are. Sell something else, man. Use some of your cash savings. Use some of that. You really shouldn't be doing that. But hey, this is up to you. It's obviously free country, free world. You have an ability to think for yourself now. I want you to think about this. You have an opportunity cost. So you might say to me, at what point does a deal like this become really acceptable? Well, it depends on you because we're in a crypto depression zone. The prices are so low. So this is 90% off the top. This is how I think about it. You want to learn how I think? This is how you have to make a decision when it comes to maybe buying a car, buying a new item, going on a holiday. Depends. If you can put some aside now, I promise you, you'll have 5 cars, 5 holidays. You won't need to work in the future. So you got to have this mindset. So $3,500 will cost you $105K. It's all about opportunity cost. Op cost, everything. There are no singular decisions to be made without trade-offs. Everything is a trade-off. You are allocating your capital. So you have to think to yourself, do I get $105,000 value out of this? This is what you have to decide. You might not even know. So you really got to think. So this is for me. If someone came and said to me, and I was offered this, by the way, so $3.5K for this, I'm thinking, man, I need $100,000 of value out of this minimum, because I could just do it and put it in HEX and literally do nothing. Don't even have to move off my chair. But some people might say, hey, I really think I can get $1 million value for that. But what you'll actually find is, if you think about this in your mind, reality crashes back to you. You're back on the pavement and you realize, wait a minute, how much value am I actually getting from the things I do? Because like I said, it doesn't matter about this influencer. It doesn't matter about the actual dollar here because we can toggle these. Imagine it was $35. Think about that. You might say, oh, $35. Well, $35. Will I get more than $900 value? For some people, you might say, hey, yeah, I think I can get more than $900 value out of that. But with $3,500, now you got to think, do I get more than $105,000 value out of this? This is how you have to conceptualize all of these. I didn't invent this. This is how billionaires think. Billionaires think like this. They know when you run a company, when you're an entrepreneur, when you do anything, you always got to consider the alternatives. You don't go mad at all the decisions out there, but you have to think about, all right, plan A, B, C, what's the most optimal I can get? Elon Musk thinks like this. Steve Jobs thought like this. Bill Gates thinks like this. Warren Buffett thinks like this. Every single great investor, everybody thinks like this. You have to start training your mind to think like that. This is a good example to see because the beautiful thing is you're in a community, we know crypto is growing, and you can actually see, we can actually plant this out. We say, well, if HEX does a 30x up to $1.50, you can actually calculate here exactly what you missed out on because we could use many, many, many examples from the past. So keep following my YouTube, keep following my Twitter. I want you to have a think about this. Are there other items in your life? Are there different tuition fees? You've tried to be ushered into. They're leverage trading exchanges. There are different pursuits people take. So putting this influencer aside, remember, baby dolls, there are things like, I go through on my channel here, leverage trading, for example. So in many of my videos, I tell you, hey, you might be a good leverage trader. You might be good. You might be profitable, but it might take you 2 years. And crypto is growing too fast. So the odds are, so if I'm talking to 100 friends and family, you all listening here, there's 100 of you, 5 are going to be really good. 5. You'll be really good in the next 2 to 3 year period, however the market behaves, but 95 aren't. And you might not realize you're not that good until it's too late. You'll be 50-50 the whole time. So on average, out of 100 people, it's actually way more optimal and way easier and less stress to do whatever it is you're doing, whatever you make to make a living. You might have a trade, maybe you're a teacher or a nurse, whatever it is. You just DCA your wage into crypto long term because you're going to outperform the traders anyway. That's the funny part. So it's so much easier. Maybe make $50,000 a year. You say, hey, I think I can put away $15,000 in. It's so much easier for you to just allocate that $15,000 in, buy in these depression zone, and buy and hold for the long term. You will outperform them. You'll crush them. Just think about, again, opportunity cost of your time. There are only 2 paths that could have happened in 2 years from now. Either you're part of the top 3 to 5% that were actually starting to be profitable, or you're in the bottom 95% who didn't make it. But actually, if you don't make it, your opportunity cost is bigger than you think because you think, oh, that's okay. I'll just go back to doing everything else normal. No. You can't rewind time, baby doll. I'm sorry. You can't rewind time. Let's put this on a linear chart. This goes for every single crypto. You can't rewind time. So when we go back in time, let's say we're in 2025. If HEX actually does something like this, man, right, and it goes higher. When we're in 2025, let's say HEX is, hopefully it's much higher than this, 40 cents, 50 cents, 70 cents. You can't go back in time and go, oh, please, can I go back and buy HEX at 5 cents? Can I go back and buy it under 10 cents? I don't want to buy it above $1. This is what people are going to be saying. You can't go back and do that. That is your opportunity cost. This whole line, this whole segment is your opportunity cost. And I can tell you right now, if you play this game of, say, leverage trading, for example, there's a 95% failure rate. Only 5% of people will make it. Think about how you want to play this box. So that's why I'm talking about, even when you have $3,500, it could be your time and your wage allocated somewhere. You have to think about these because crypto moves fast. We are still growing. It will diminish. I promise you that. You don't have too many spins left on the roulette machine. You don't. You can't keep playing this forever. The game is getting harder. More people are coming in. Everybody's got dollar signs in their eyelids. Everybody thinks they're going to go make it. Nobody cares about the tech anymore. No one even pretends to care about the tech. That's the scary part, which means the clip sizes they use are getting bigger. You can feel it as well. People are coming in. You're starting to hear of giant numbers. Back in 2017, everybody had like a $500 clip, a $1,000 clip. They could make a 300x and it would be okay. Now, most people, a lot of people have like 30 grand in average coins. Even a 30x makes them like a millionaire. Most of the coins, they'll just get capped. Liquidity is much bigger. It's a much different game. And your attention is getting diluted everywhere because there's just so many coins. So once again, I want to reiterate, it doesn't matter. There's going to be a new influencer, new branding, everything. But I want you to think about the deal you're getting. It doesn't actually matter. Maybe you might say to me, hey, I'm part of this group and I actually get more than $105,000 worth of value. Well, good on you. That's okay. But I want you to get in this mindset because once you start thinking in this mindset of opportunity cost, you're going to be in a much better place. Final message. Stocks are absolutely garbage compared to the benefit we have in crypto. Absolute poop. Stocks double every 10 years. The S&P 500, 7% per year. That's why it does make sense to try to compound and increase your rate of compounding here and there, even though ultimately there are a lot of grifters in stocks that you got to be careful of as well. and it's a completely different game, and the returns are less, and it's much more competitive. We are so blessed to be here. I'm thankful that we can see this. I'm thankful. So before I came to crypto, I never even knew this. This has blown my mind. The fact that I can sit here and confidently tell you, hey, $3,500 can become $105,000, and I'll give it like an 80% chance. 20% chance, it can still fail. It can still fail, of course. But I can give it like an 80% chance. Or even 3,500 becomes 35 grand. This is the funny part, friends. 35K. You don't even need 105K. Just to like a 10x. I'll give that like a 90% chance. See, the fact that you're probably seeing this in your mind as well. You're like, Hex is like what? 5 cents? Can we go back to 50 cents one day? Yeah, well, you've already done the maths in your head. You just haven't fleshed it out yet. Here I am to flesh it out for you. So, opportunity cost. You are now smarter. You are now wiser. And of course, you are officially a yummy, pink, scrumptious donut with sprinkles on top. Like, subscribe, bell button, or tell mum and dad that you love them.